Getting dicey.
What was that? It's the size of a horse.
You know when we're playing Strad and the horses are fucking enormous? They're like
Only
the
certain
war
two
horse.
squares across.
Yeah, the war horses. Yeah. This one's like three across. It's big.
But if you think of
It's
think of an actual horse, horse is like 2 squares, isn't it? Of me. Like if I'm a
squares of me.
square, a horse is like 2 squares. You know what I mean?
10 feet across.
That's the official
I need a horse in
mean,
Glen.
horses
I know,
are at
I
least
do know.
2 squares
I
of
do
me.
know, Adam. Yeah, it's hip to be square.
Oh god. See you guys next week.
Yeah, it's horse to be square.
I'm taking more American
Can
Psycho
you hear
references.
me okay? Am I coming through alright?
You're a little
You
quiet.
sound like you're in a conference room. Is what
Yeah,
you
and it's
sound
a
like.
little echoey. Yeah.
Okay. It's annoying.
Is it
Like,
raining
it's
hard
really
out?
on-
Oh yeah, the storm is absolutely coming down around you at the same time, and I think we had fog as well. Isabella had created some sort of fog
Yeah,
around
there's a
all of you.
big circle of fog there in the middle.
We need to figure out. Well, I need to figure out. Can people see out of that as well? I imagine.
Oh, we should be able to see the Kraken, I think, because it's got fairy fire.
Oh
on
yeah,
it.
yeah.
So we get advantage on shooting it or attacking it.
Do we get disadvantage if we're in the fog?
Because you guys are all in the fog as well, right?
Maybe. Well, I'm not in the fog.
Maybe we need to get Isabella to let us know about the how that fog works, because I imagine it's going to be hard to see out of as well as into.
I think if you're close to Isabella, it didn't have that effect. If you were in like 5 feet or something, you could
Yeah,
see.
if you're next to me. The other thing as well is the Kraken has fairy fire on it,
Yeah.
so it's so that is lit up, but other stuff obviously isn't.
Yeah. Gotcha. Okay.
What are you guys saying when you say that word? Are you saying fairy fire, like a fairy, like a
Yeah.
green
A
fairy?
fairy.
Yes.
Fairy.
No, don't confuse it. There's no such thing as a fairy. Why are you doing that? We're trying to
Don't
clarify.
confuse it. What do you mean? Don't confuse it. Am I it?
I mean the issue, but yes, yeah. You
In
may
this
as well.
situation,
It
yes.
puts the fairy on its.
A fairy is a fey creature, right?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, so
Yeah, so
fairy.
let's just call them fairies now. Is that what you mean?
All right, fine. We'll call them fairies.
Furries, that
We'll
works.
go.
Fairy.
Fairy fire. That sounds dangerous. Like all the polyester.
That's what I thought you were
Polyester.
talking about. That's what I thought you were saying.
Oh, really?
Fairy fire. Yes.
Fairy like the
like the
fairy like Tinkerbell.
Tinkerbell. That's the reference I was
Not
after.
the fairy like the Inter Islander.
That's the one thing I didn't think it was.
Okay.
Okay.
We're dead.
All right. It is the Kraken's turn, and 2 of its tentacles rise up out of the water next to the boat, grab onto the side, and you can just see a rushing of water underneath the surface as a shadow darts across the water, pulling this Kraken up against the side of it. But that is its turn. That's its turn. It is the boat's. It's the boat's turn. So the captain, just as a reminder, the captain of the boat gets to decide the actions being taken. But I do believe we have Isabella that we've decided to give the controls to the ballista and the mangonel too. It's just the movement of the boat that the captain is deciding. So, who's in control of firing the weapons, if that is what we're going to be doing with the boat's turn?
James.
What do you,
Isabella
what do you
makes
think,
the
Captain?
decisions. I trust you.
All right.
Hit it with
So are
everything
we-
you've got.
Are we using the proper rules now, Dungeon Master?
No. We're going to continue using the cool rule because if we were using the other rules, also the mangonel can't hit anything within 60 feet of it. So we're just going to go do whatever we want. We're going hard because we want to have fun.
Go wild.
And because we'll die to the Kraken if we don't.
I mean, there is
Fire
that.
the mangonel!
Cool. Who's got control
I
of
say to
that?
fire the mangonel. I think I do, but I don't literally have control.
I can press the button.
Please.
the tone of exactly. God, please, fucking please.
Just
Oh
someone.
wait, no, sorry, I lie. I do have the thing. Sorry,
Oh, well, I've
I didn't
just
realize I had the ship.
You should get
just shot
advantage.
my. Oh, should I roll again?
Yep. Roll again.
Oh, it is fairy fire. It is. It's not like Tinkerbell at all. Sorry.
Oh my God.
Fucking Krakens on the side of the boat. We're having this Larry David-esque argument about. All right. Here's another
I don't
mangonel
know if
roll.
it's
The first one
pronounced.
was an 18 to hit. The second one's even better, a 19 to hit with the exact same damage, 24 bludgeoning.
All right, perfect. That is a hit. The rock launches up down into the water, just into the crest of it as it's emerging up out of the water behind the boat, doing half damage. Unfortunately, just to the nature of the Kraken.
I like to think it goes boiling as it slightly.
It sort of impacts like just fully soft skin, nothing kind of bones or anything. Just kind of goes in and just pops it up into the water. Are we firing? Are we firing the?
Firing.
Fire the ballista.
Firing.
Firing it. Roll with advantage on that as well.
Yeah. You know I will. All right, the first roll was pretty good. I think we can all agree. It was 24 to hit.
That is actually
with
pretty
28
good.
piercing.
All right,
28 piercing.
the same thing again. Just as the Kraken rises up over the back of the ship, the ballista is ready to fire and just shoots straight into it. And this too is just sticking out. This Kraken now has two of these metal ballista bolts sticking out of it. How much? 28 damage, so to 14 damage total.
This thing.
What it does, it's I know it's not its turn, but in response to the attack. Oh, actually, sorry, you've still got the boat still has one extra point of action, I guess. So, if you want to use that to move, you're welcome to.
Should we try and move it, crew? Do you think? Should we keep like speeding away from it?
Can we
Or should we
shoot
like
again?
swing around?
It's stuck to us, right?
At the
Yeah, we're just
moment,
gonna be
it
dragging
seems to
it
be
with us.
stuck to you. Yeah.
Oh.
Let's use our points to attack if we can.
Ballista again?
Do we have lifeboats?
You've got one. You've got one lifeboat if you need it.
Oh.
Cart's out.
God, no!
Fuck this.
It's time to row away. And that's where Morley got his line from.
So
It's like
can we fire
suspicious
the-
that the only lifeboat that's been carved lovingly out of wood is dwarf-sized.
Yeah.
It's miniature.
You can absolutely fire the weapon again.
Oh, we'll be doing that then, surely. Bella, where do we get our best bang for buck? Mangonel or ballista?
Ballista!
All right, that is. That's so annoying. This fucking control sheet. I have to open up the boat every time. And
Just keep
Anyway.
it open.
22. No, I am, and it shuts itself down when I roll.
Oh, okay, that sucks.
Yeah.
powerful.
So yeah, thanks for listening. So it was 22 to hit, and 22 piercing damage.
Okay,
Again.
great.
Whoa, this is good.
This, yeah, it's
And,
going.
and can we say that? No, you're not going to let us say we were targeting the eye, were you? Would you?
Those kind of, there's not really a D&D rule, really, is it? Like, you can target it and it can do damage, but it's not gonna, unless you've got something that specifically
Impact it.
causes blindness. Yeah. Which, by the way, a whole other conversation. I think you should be able to do that kind of stuff. But
So what did you just hit it with?
that was the ballista. So it's got
ballista.
another one of these bolts sticking into it now as well. It's got 3 of these ballista bolts.
Is that like a big sort of harpoony thing?
Yeah, yeah. That's right.
And why did you? Sorry, I'm going to be a rules person and be like, why the ballista and not the mangonel?
I didn't have a particular reason.
I think the mangonel is more powerful
Yeah.
Okay.
because you roll 5d10 damage, and the ballista is only 3d10.
What? You're the weapons expert, Isabella.
It was a tactical error from our gunmaster.
And I specifically asked, where do we get the most bang for our buck?
Well, I think you're right
Well,
though,
it's just-
because the other one it just went boing yoing yoing, and the
They
rock
both
bounced off
do the
it.
same thing.
And look.
Well,
To
it's
be
just
fair,
gonna be 3. It's just gonna be 3 times mangonel next time, right?
heat of the
Wait.
moment as well. You know.
Wait, so is it not resisting piercing, but it is resisting bludgeoning?
No, that was half damage. As
It's
well.
resisting.
It's
Oh,
half
okay.
damage to both of those.
Okay.
Anyway, despite it not being the Kraken's turn, 2 more of these tentacles appear up either side of the boat, and one of
How
them
many does it have?
reaches out to try and hit or grab the person standing next to Karth.
Chance.
No,
Chance.
no, Chance.
Um,
It's not Chance. Chance is like being fucking sleeping downstairs or something.
Sleeping?
Can someone give me
Writing his
a
name
D20 for one of these crew members?
I've rolled it, and it is a 3. You're welcome.
Okay, that is not enough. This tentacle grapples around with this creature. Around the tentacle grapples around this guy, and the tentacle raises up and just throws it just straight down into the surface of the boat. So let's have a look. Doing 10 damage. Sorry, and it also does a whole bunch more for grabbing it as well. That's done a total of 28 damage. This guy is just picked up, crunched, and then thrown down as like a limp rag of skin and blood, landing just next to Karth, just onto the ground.
Oh, Henry.
Nothing I haven't seen before.
Have you
Alright.
seen something like this, Captain?
Oh, yeah, loads.
Oh, look, I can see his innards.
That's not what I thought you were going to say.
I can. What did you think I was going to point out?
Something childish.
I can see his bum. What are you talking about? Something childish. He's just been murdered, Captain.
Lying there dying this grotesque fucking death. I can see his bum.
His pants are full off.
Look at his crack.
Question for the DM: did his pants split open when the Kraken killed him?
The humanity. Well, what a way to go.
I'm 40 this year. Wow.
Karth, it's your turn.
Well, I'm just being sprayed with blood and gore. This is heinous. Not what you're thinking. What? Okay, and among other things, but I'm gonna wipe it off of my face.
Wait, you're gonna his bum?
No, I'm gonna leave that there. I am going to.
Leave that there.
Okay, I am going to. I can see this glowing giant kraken, and out of it sticking 3 metal prongs.
Mm.
And I'm shaking because this is a bit intense, and I'm going to rub my shell necklace and cast heat metal
Oh.
on the thing sticking out
Brilliant.
of them.
How does that work?
So I'll display it on beat. There's the text, but I think he should take that damage, and then potentially get a chance to pull it out, the hot metal out of his body.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Or I think it takes the damage first.
It can drop it if it's holding it.
Yeah.
So it can't drop these, right?
Yeah,
No.
that's correct. And
Well,
so it's just
maybe
kind
it
of
could
like...
take its action to pull it out. I don't know.
Yeah. Thanks for that idea. Thank you.
Okay.
So you can only pick one of those bolts, I guess. But yeah, you heat it up and it does 2d8 fire damage. So
Yeah.
and you've rolled that already, 12.
Yep.
Okay, cool. Yeah, the bolt, one of the bolts just starts glowing bright, burning hot red. And you can hear one of those familiar screams of the kraken ring out, and you can see just a bit of like smoke and coming out of the area of it that it's dug into, and it does the full damage. Does the full 12 damage,
Oh, does it smell delicious?
like squid rings.
Yeah. So I think the reason for the Constitution saving throw to like drop it or etc. is if it fails that, it has disadvantage on attack rolls and ability checks until the start of your next turn.
See, it says if it's wearing the object.
Or holding it, but yeah.
Yeah.
So-
it can throw or drop. It can throw or drop the object if it can. So that means if it's wearing it, if someone was wearing it, they'd grab it and like tear it off, right? That
Try
would
and
be-
take their armor off.
So we will roll Constitution for the Kraken here.
Because otherwise it'll just be free damage for me.
It has rolled a 19.
Okay. That succeeds. I
Okay,
assume.
what it has done though is one of the tentacles comes away from the boat over to it and plucks this bolt from it and throws it hissing into the water.
Nice.
So at the moment, the Kraken is only holding on by one of its tentacles at this point. Anything else from Karth?
So, how far did it look like the tentacle could reach?
Basically, where its current tentacle is, like that left one that's holding onto the boat, it looks to be able to get maybe another 10 to 15 feet ahead of that.
Oh, so it can reach right into where I am by the looks of it?
Oh, yeah, like it reached the dude that was standing right next to you, no problem.
Yeah. No problem. Okay, I am going to back in towards the steering wheel and
Okay.
into this mist that Isabella's made.
Okay, cool.
And that's all.
Okay, great. Shayoni, the Goliath barbarian? No, you're not a barbarian, are you? You're a
No, I would never be such a thing. I am a warlock.
warlock, that's right.
Also, I can't see the turn order. Thoughts?
Well, you
Stand-
should be able to. Yeah.
It's your
so-
turn.
Good.
I mean, I can.
Oh well.
You don't need
Oh
to,
well.
though,
It's
right?
just. Yeah, I'll be
Yeah.
fine. Shayoni's gonna yell out. The tentacles! It means to sink us! Attack! And I'm going to grab my braces and clang them together, shooting out an eldritch blast towards the closest tentacle that's coming up onto the ship.
Okay, yeah, great.
And I roll with advantage because of the fiery fire on it.
That's
I've
right.
rolled a 22.
You guys are rolling really well. 22 is a hit.
Oh.
Unfortunately, I've only done force damage of 4.
I mean, that's not too bad. You only get 1d10. That's not too bad. Do you want to explain what that looks like shooting across to the tentacle on the port side?
As I crack my wrist braces together, a crackling bolt of rainbow-coloured energy flies out and sizzles the tentacle.
Okay, great. It loosens its grip a little bit by the impact and just slides 10 foot down the side of the boat, and before it maintains its grasp again.
Good.
Anything else?
I'm looking around for Morley. Where's Morley?
Molly's near the ballista, at the bottom of the boat.
Captain, get back! Get back, Captain! I will protect you!
What's that? Attack! Attack!
Morley, over to you.
Oh, and
Morley's.
I'm going to use my movement to get forward towards the front because I need to
Okay.
be near Morley to save him, to be the hero.
Okay.
Carry on.
Morley is going to cast. Is the Kraken? It's closer than 30 feet, isn't it, to Morley?
It's like 15 feet away from you.
Oh, easy for this dead eye. I'll be casting.
It's at a surface now next to the boat where, as it was rising with the mangonel and the ballista firing at it, it is now just kind of looming heavy over the end of the boat, just its two eyes staring down over the entirety of the boat.
Take this, you overgrown fish meal! And I'm going to cast Witch Bolt at it.
Okay.
Ooh, another absolute shitter for Morley. That's no! It's not. It's a 23 to hit.
And you get advantage, yeah.
Yep, you get
Oh,
advantage.
that's right. I do as well.
I mean, you can't beat it. You got a 23, which was a crit success.
Oh, a crit.
You can't
yeah.
beat a crit.
Oh no! Let me try. Double crits. Okay. Is it max damage then?
So it's calculated it already. Actually, it hasn't doubled it, has it? It said rolling 1d12 rolling. So you basically get double all of that. So 30 damage. So do you want to describe this witch bolt?
All right. Morley kind of runs to the edge of the boat and throws out his hand, and then this huge kind of burst of kind of purple but also flecks of yellow light just shoot out and hit this thing square between the eyes.
Okay, perfect. And I just had a look. It has rolled it twice, so it's 15 damage total. Sorry for that. And it does. It catches this thing right in the middle of its two eyes, leaving this red magical sort of burn across its face. I guess it has a face. And it again just screams out in pain, and the tentacle at the side of the boat just starts thrashing around, letting go of the boat for just a moment. Anything else from Morley?
Yeah, I'll use my bonus action to hide behind the fog. There's a structure in the fog. I can't see what it is because Garth's in front of it. I think it might be a mast or something.
It's the
there's a
steering
wheel.
wheel.
Oh, that's the wheel. Yeah.
I know the ship like the back of my hand. Yeah, I will. I'll take my bonus action to hide.
Okay, great.
I just realised that doing heat metal was concentration, so that stopped my fairy fire. Damn it.
Also, it's no longer glowing.
No, that was a mistake on my part.
That is unfortunate. It is.
Because now we're all going to die.
Yeah, oh, fuck.
It is Isabella's turn.
I'm going to move up here, and the fog follows me.
Yep.
So trying to stand within 5 feet of my crewmates, so they treat the fog as lightly obscured, as do I.
Okay.
and then I'm gonna draw my pistol, aim straight into that scar up its ugly, ugly face, and fire.
Okay, cool. Roll to hit. That first one, 15.
15.
Is a miss, unfortunately.
Great.
Anything else from Isabella?
That's it. Unless the
Okay.
crew wants the mist dropped.
Crew?
The
Stay
mist is
misty.
good.
Okay.
Yeah, mist is good.
That was. I'm just going to say, John, moving and taking the fog with you was probably a very, very good idea. As the Kraken can't really see anything at the moment other than the fog obscuring the part of the boat. And everything past that fog circle has still got the fog in front of it. So there's not much that the Kraken can see at this point. And it submerges itself under the water and moves itself over onto the right, so the aft side of the boat, looking for someone that it can see. And the only people that it can see from this angle is the old man, the old woman, and a few of the crew members. And the Kraken closes its eyes, and you all see small sparks darting around its eyes before its eyes close.
It's dying. It's dying, everybody.
And out from the top of it just shoots this lightning strike up into the sky, and there's just like a pause before it just thuds down into the boat. So I'm just gonna get a dexterity saving throw from the old woman, who has a dex of +0. So someone give me a d20 for the old woman, if they can, please.
And I have rolled a 10.
Which is just definitely not enough.
She'll be fine.
And it rolls a 6, 15.
Oh, from
This is
everyone
the-
here.
No.
Maureen Pugh's origin story, being struck by lightning 3 times.
Uh,
Who?
Who's that?
Politics nerds.
Who?
She's a national MP.
Well, let's hope for a fourth.
doing 22 damage, just kaboosh, straight down into that old woman. It hits her, and she just starts convulsing and just completely explodes from the inside out.
Explodes?
That's not what happened to Maureen Pugh.
I'm just
Just
saying.
exploded. Fuck. This thing can control the weather?
Well, it looks like it sort of came out the top of it and possibly didn't control the weather, but actually just launched it into the air. All right, and that's the Kraken's turn this time. It is the boat's turn, which includes the crew. So if there's any sort of movement you need from your crew, you're welcome to.
It sounded a bit like air pilot, then. Here's the boat's turn, which includes the crew. So you can take any...
You can move around the cabin now.
Exactly.
A little bit of
Feel free
I
blood
don't
to
think this is the
attack.
time that I'd be saying take the seatbelts off. Everything's fine.
So what do you want the crew to be doing here, Morley?
I would like the crew to be bringing up those boxes to get into the catapult. Which is
Okay.
the catapult? I don't
actually-
know which one's the fucking...
I actually think you mentioned that sometime last week as well. You'd given them the order. So let's say that this turn,
Yeah.
you've got two of the crewmates appear from down below, each holding one of the crates. And they call out, "Where do you want these, Captain?"
Load them in, boys! Load them into the big slingshot catapult thing!
And one of them gets to it. The other one is sort of ready to go as well. But one has loaded one of these crates full of this rusty blades and glass and broken bottles all into the mangonel.
Fire that shit. That's what the captain would say. Is it the boat's turn?
It is the boat's turn, yeah.
Still the boat's turn. And was that one turn that we just used?
So that we'll say moving the crew, that is one of your actions, yeah.
Okay. Bella, we got new ammunition in the mangonel. Cool, I'll take that as a fire then.
Fire the
Seem
mangonel!
pretty hyped about it.
All right.
Masterful idea, Cap.
It's not at advantage, unfortunately. So just launch the crate.
I wouldn't have rolled so badly if I knew it wasn't at advantage. That one. That was just a 10. And I wouldn't have done that.
The roll of 10 just sees this splash into the water next to the kraken.
That's alright, that's a loosener. That's just a rangefinder. A fish finder would have been handy on this as well, on this voyage. The Faruno. Yeah, okay.
No one knows what you're talking about.
Faruno.
Honestly, it's like we all grew up on a different fucking planet.
What's a
sometimes.
Faruno?
It's probably a sports
Yeah, what
player. It's
is
probably
the
a footballer
Faruno?
or something.
John,
Yeah.
do you know what a Faruno is?
No.
I got no idea.
What are you talking about?
It's like a very famous brand of fish finder.
Oh, yeah, okay, yeah, of course we know it.
A well-known brand of fish finder.
What's a fish finder?
A fish finder is like an undersea radar that you have on a fishing boat that tells you where the big fish are, the big kingies.
I've
Okay.
never heard of such a thing.
Then I'm a Faruno. There's Captain's
completely
orders.
lost the run of the adventure. So we've fired one, it's missed.
Yeah.
Outdoors. Oh, where's Jeff?
So we got one. Yeah, that's the sort of place you'd fucking see it too. Bella, what do we do? I'm panicking, Bella.
Fire the mangonel.
All right, and then another
brilliant.
crew member runs forward and loads it with another one of these crates.
All right. Oh no. That's not good. I'm afraid. That's absolutely terrible. It's a 1, I think. 7. Sorry. Yeah.
Okay. Oh, yeah.
That's okay. Fire the mangonel.
That also just goes wide of this kraken as it lands down and just the trash inside slowly sinking down to the bottom of the ocean.
Maybe
Oh,
it'll be
then
like
bringing the
burly.
crates up
It'll be-
was an action, eh?
Yeah. So that's
we don't get to fire.
No one's gonna know what that is either, are they?
Yeah, what is a fish?
I don't even fish. I fucking hate fishing. But these are terms you need to know.
well.
A Faruno. No one needs to
Why
know.
would you want to know them if you hate fishing?
No, you need to know.
I don't want
need
to know.
them.
This knowledge is a curse sometimes.
He's just born sportsman, all right? He's running out of his veins.
Cut me open and I bleed sporting knowledge. All right.
Karth.
Okay.
Karth, you've just in all the madness, these two crates have just splashed down either side of this creature, which is now peering up over the aft side of the ship.
Looks like they missed him, Captain.
Yeah, that's what it looks like to me too, Karth. Do you have a will?
Yeah. Yes, I'm leaving everything to you as you instructed me.
Good. I just wanted to make sure it was up to date.
Yeah, you signed it. Okay. Well, if this is how I'm going to go out, so be it. I'm going to try and take this thing with me. I'm run 5 feet or 5 feet in the diagonal because it's so close to us. And put my hands out in front of me and do an almighty clap and cast Thunder Wave.
Mm.
Did it work?
Here we
Thunder.
go.
A wave of thunderous force sweeps out from you, and it must do a Constitution saving throw.
Ooh, Constitution. It has
12.
rolled. Okay, it rolled a 22 total, so.
What? It takes half as much damage.
So what have we got there? Five damage?
Yeah, it'll take 5 damage.
Okay.
And it's not pushed away because.
Yeah. It sort of leans into it as that wave of thunder just pushes over it, past and over it. It, angered by the attack coming from within the fog,
Ugh.
it lifts a tentacle up above its head and brings it down, just down into the middle of the fog. So first of all, we're gonna roll. It's aiming for basically. So this is either gonna hit. I might have to roll something here to decide whether it's gonna hit Karth or Morley, because he's just randomly throwing it, and it's gonna be a disadvantage. So let's go roll a d20. If it's 1 to 10, then it's Morley. If it's 11 to 20, then it's Karth. It's Karth. He
Oh.
rolled-
Never thought that would happen.
It has rolled with disadvantage, has rolled a 24.
Oh, yep. Okay.
So that just like crashes down, doing
Okay.
14 damage.
Dwarves are resistant to squid damage.
Okay,
14.
that finally came in handy.
Like, Captain!
But
Um,
you're on
You
your
made me
own,
get
Karth.
into Will. Look after my shells.
Shioni.
What?
My shells. Shelves.
Shelves.
Shelves. You just built them.
I think you're going to be going down to Davy Jones' locker, Karth.
That sounds nice.
The sweet release of tea.
I built a locker. Look after it.
Did that? How did that go for a Karth? Is he okay?
Yeah, he's still got 13 hit points.
Yeah,
Like
he's fine.
mentally, no.
No, I mean, it's like more than half of his hit points in one smack of a giant
You're
goddamn
really
tentacle.
the first, because he had to roll at disadvantage. The first roll was a crit success, by the way. So you're really lucky it was at disadvantage.
My rolls.
Yeah, there's been some really high rolls tonight. Shioni, you've just heard and seen this thing just land, kaboosh, this massive tentacle slam down and then slither across and retract out of the fog.
She's gonna bellow, "No, Garth!" And she's gonna rush forward and yell behind her, "Stay behind me! I will be your shield!" And then smash into her bracelets again, and just do the Eldritch Blast again. I rolled a 19.
Okay,
14
great.
plus 5
Yep, that is a hit.
for 3 force damage.
3 damage.
Only 3?
It hurts it. It does the full damage, but it just sort of
Yeah.
pushes it off. Doesn't really care.
As the rainbow light comes out, it kind of goes, yeah, and does a little flip right at the end and lessens the force. Yeah.
I was gonna. Kath is gonna be going. You just make it angrier.
Anything else from Shioni?
I'm just going to be in front of. I'm going to stand in front of Morley, legs firmly planted.
Okay, great. Morley, over to you. This thing just missed you. This massive tentacle kaboof down on top of Karth, but just missing you. You felt the breeze of it as it landed and thudded next to you.
Is the tentacle still on deck? Can I see the tentacle?
We can say that it is maybe on the deck, sort of sliding across the deck as it's retracting away from Karth. Sure.
I'd like to see if I can cut the tentacle off with my short sword, or can I just attack the tentacle?
You can attack. Sure.
I will attack the tentacle. That is what I will do.
Okay, cool.
Wait.
Oh.
No.
Oh,
Wait.
no.
I'm not gonna do that at all.
Okay.
Because it's probably gonna be.
Glad we
pretty
talked
ineffective.
about it. That was.
What I'm get.
That is what I will do.
Oh, sorry,
no, it is
sorry
not.
for running my options past you there.
Let Morley think.
Sorry. He's not my captain, okay?
The captain has a strategic mind and must be allowed to use it to its fullest.
Thank you, Shaoni. Thank you. I certainly do have a strategic mind. I've proven it time and time again. I'm gonna cast Booming Blade.
Ooh.
Boomer blade.
Don't you also have a Witch Bolt active?
What do you mean active?
Like, Witch Bolt is a channeled spell. You can just use it again.
Oh, is it a bonus action or something? Or
It's like, instead of using another spell slot, you can just continue using Witch Bolt.
that's like heat metal, and do more damage.
Pretty sure that's how it works.
Is it concentration?
No, I think. Oh. Oh, it's a sustained arc of lightning between myself and the target.
As in, it's continuous. It's just there.
Yeah, okay. I totally. It's not my read of it, but cool. Oh, on each of your turns, you can use your action to deal 1d12 lightning damage to the target.
So your
Great.
read of it didn't include the second paragraph, is that what you mean?
I've had Witch Bolt for the entirety of Curse of Strahd. I've never looked at that at all.
I mean, if you
What a dick.
if you think that's not as good as your other action,
Yeah, maybe your booby blade or whatever it is going to be even better.
It was a booby
I'm
blade.
gonna need 30 minutes to read all my spells. Is that gonna disrupt the flow of the game?
No, that's fine. I think that's good.
Okay.
we'll take our break here.
Oh,
Right?
so it.
Yeah. No, Booming Blade's shit. I'm just gonna
But it sounds so
throw
cool.
that. Well, it does sound cool, but I can't use it for how I wanted to use it anyway. So,
Ah, right. Oh, did you actually read
wait.
it? Did you?
yeah, on a rare move, I read it. So, anyway, now that we've all had a good old laugh, folks,
No,
that piece of
I'm
shit in
just
the sea
relieved
can
I'm not
take
the-
10 more.
I'm just relieved it's not only me that doesn't read spells properly and has completely the wrong end of the stick. Okay, so I feel
They're
great
worded
about this.
poorly. They're worded very poorly.
Yeah, it's the spell's fault. I
That's
agree.
why they
Wizards of the
always have
Coast's
to respond
fault.
on Twitter. No, this is how it works.
All right. So you've just done just continued your witch bolt. So while this witch bolt has been connected to it, no matter where this creature is moving, you just managed to utilize that to send another burst of red energy into it.
Yeah, I mean, you say no matter where this creature is
Oh.
moving, but look, on further examination of the spell, if the target is ever outside the spell's range, or if it has total cover from me, but I don't think it meets either of those.
Okay, no,
conditions.
that's totally fine. So
And
what have you
can I
rolled?
use my sneak attack?
You look like a Ghostbuster right now with your fucking proton pack electricity. Is that what it looks like?
Oh yeah.
Is
Not
it like
crossing
a
any streams?
sustained lightning?
So what did we say? If you were hidden, we'd give you
With magical,
Yeah.
and
So,
I am hidden.
roll your sneak attack.
What?
We're glad that we went through this together.
On extra 2d, once per turn, you can deal an extra 2d6.
Wait, what?
Well, that's
so
only
it was a
1d6.
6 and a 2.
What? I
So you need to
say?
roll one more. You need to roll one more.
8.
Wait. Okay. Well, how many times do you sneak? I thought your sneak attack at level 3 was kind of nothing.
It's 2d6.
Okay, cool. 2d6.
Yeah. So I rolled a 2 and a 6, so 8 total.
Ah, okay, cool. So total of 18 damage. Great, yeah, that
Yes, Molly, yes!
it's not that you power up that sort of witch bolt with your sneak attack, it's that it doesn't really know where it's coming from and it just turns and it cuts across his like eye and just singes part of its like eye, doing a bit of damage.
That's what I've been looking for, that fucking eye.
Yeah, I think the Kraken's alarm's going off as well.
Sorry.
It's the damage alarm.
To be fair, he is looking pretty damaged by this point, so maybe that is fair. That maybe was its damage
At
alarm.
last. At last.
But it returns its the anger of that bolt by
it does.
raising its tentacle back into the air and slamming it again down into the fog. Now again, we're gonna have to roll because it's trying to find somewhere in that fog where these attacks are coming from. We're going to.
Well, we better roll for each of the 5 other NPCs I'm seeing around us.
Yeah. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's 6 of you there, so I'm going to roll a d6, and it's going to take.
We say fam.
So 1 is Isabella, 2 is Karth. We've got random crew members 3. Morley is 4.
It's like
Shayoni is
roulette.
5, and another crew member is 6. So you want 3 or 6 is ideal on this one. It's a 2, which is Karth.
Oh, calf! The shelves!
My shelves!
With disadvantage.
When does this thing attack? It's attacking like every turn.
Yeah, it certainly is. It's not enjoying what's happening. It is rolled an 18 with disadvantage.
Wow, okay.
Doing 15 bludgeoning damage.
I've only got 13. I have. Captain.
And this knocks Karth into a dying
He's a
state.
goner.
Yeah. Just blood explodes all over Morley's face. In my pants.
Do we
My
see your
bum
bum?
is exposed.
It keeps happening!
No, Card! Cover his bum! He'll be okay!
Cover his dignity.
Isabella, it is your turn.
Okay. Oh, say a prayer over the top of Karth. Place.
Thoughts and prayers.
Thoughts and prayers.
And move on. Oh, you're actually doing? Is this an actual move? I thought you were being.
Yeah, I was thinking about it, and then now I'm just like, oh, yeah, just
Fuck this guy.
place my hand on Karth's bum and cast lay on hands.
Okay. It's like a shiatsu.
A shiatsu massage.
Oh, we all know what that is.
So I have a pool. So I have a pool of points that I can get, which is my paladin level times 5, which is 15.
It's gonna be a 1.
And I don't know, how many points should I give him? Like,
1 is
basically
good.
anything's gonna one hit us, right? Like, even if I
Yep.
gave you 15 points,
Apparently.
should I just go 1?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm just gonna give
That's
him
actually
1
pretty
hit
smart.
point. And I have 14 left.
Cool.
I have like a glowing handprint.
Left
My
on your
hairy
bum, bro.
dwarven ass.
But importantly, you're still alive. Say,
Oh!
not,
Oh! Whoa!
not yet, Karth. Not yet.
I look up and I see Isabella. Thank you, Isabella. Oh my gosh. My shelves.
Anything else from Isabella? Nope.
No, that's my turn.
It is the Kraken's turn, who moves further up the side of the boat. Reaches up with 2 of its tentacles and just grabs the mast of the ship.
Oh, no. No, no.
Oh no.
Well, it's going to try and lash out, so we'll see what it rolls. for each of its
That's mast.
tentacles. Oh yeah, it's rolled very high. It's rolled a 22 and a 29, which is enough to grab. It does a total of 33 damage to the mast. You can just see it's like holding on and like bending it, and you can just see bits of it splintering and cracking under the weight of the pressure that it's putting on the mast. So I'm just making a note of how much health is left on the sails. So they're at 64 hit points left on the sails. Okay, that is its turn. It is the boat's turn now. Now, you've lost a few crew members as well. And crew doesn't include the players. So crew-wise, you're now at 19 crew members, which means you now only have 2 actions per turn.
Oh.
Your quartermaster's run off, so you.
Don't blame him.
So what we can do, you can continue with the crewmate. A couple of the crewmates run up, each holding a crate.
At this point, I'm thinking it might be better to Kurt Cobain myself with the ballista.
Jesus.
Alright.
Holy God. What? I mean, okay.
Release if it's single with it, I think. Is what he
Really?
means by that.
Really feels like we're fighting a losing battle here.
Okay.
I think we just
At
blood it
least
with
it
the
wasn't the in excess.
No, no, that's something else. What were you saying, John?
I was just gonna say,
Bella?
just blast it with the mangonel. Don't worry about the shards or anything. It's got to be
Wait.
hurting.
The mangonel was the catapult, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
loading it takes an action. If you use
Oh,
those
right,
shards, but
Right.
you could just
so we just
fire
use
it twice.
the balls. Okay.
Just the garden variety balls.
So the way that I'm doing it is it's going to cost you 1 action to load it. When you had 3 actions, it was 1 action to load it both times, so it kind of just split the difference. So but this time, you do have sort of a limited use here. Oh, that is
Oh, so
a.
just one shot.
If you were to use the crate, it would just be 1 shot. But you've got 2 actions, so you could use the mangonel twice.
Whoa.
Well, the
That's a
first,
good
the
roll.
first mangonel was 24 to hit and 27 bludgeoning damage.
Okay, great. And again, so this time with just a rock, not one of the crates. Is that correct?
Just a rock. Just
Okay.
a big old fucking fuck off rock. A pointy one. The pointiest one we've got.
They're all pretty wooden and flat. There's maybe a couple of splinters on.
We got wooden rocks.
Oh, sorry, I was thinking about the crates.
Why did you
again.
bring the wooden rocks? I ordered them.
So I was thinking of the crates again.
The balsa
So, yeah.
wood prop rocks.
Why?
Almost had it, Captain.
They're lighter. Anyway, so they've thrown one of
They
them
look
lands,
awesome.
smacks into the side of this juvenile kraken, and sort of pushes off into the splashes down into the water as well, doing 13 damage.
Yep, round it up.
14 damage then. And you're going to do a second fire, or are we going to go the ballista? Or
What do
are
you think,
doing?
crew? Mangonel again?
Mangonel! Mangonel!
Mangonel's getting a
Hey.
lot of love today. Not
Hold
the,
on,
way,
we-
not the way you're firing it though, Bella. Awful fire. 15.
Yeah, that splashes down next to the kraken.
Oh, Bella. Maybe we should have got you that cannon.
Sorry.
Karth, your turn.
Oh. Oh, I'm just going to take a deep breath. Get some lung back, air back in my lung. My singular lung that's left.
So long back.
Put my lung back into my body. I'm going to cast Infestation on this tentacle in front of me. There's a cantrip. I cause a cloud of mites, fleas, and other parasites to appear momentarily on one creature you can see within range. And it must do a Constitution saving throw of 12
Okay.
or take 1d6
Uh,
poison damage.
8 damage. Sorry, 8 of a Constitution saving throw. It's rolled terribly this time.
Oh, actually, it's 2d6 because I'm level. Oh, no, that's one. It should be 1d6, right? I'm level 3, aren't I?
Yeah, you're level 3.
Okay, yeah. So it does 5 damage,
Okay.
and it must move 5 feet in a direction.
Okay, well, you sort of spawned them all over this tentacle, right? That was in front of
Yeah,
you?
so it has to. I roll a d4, and so if that must move 5 feet north now.
All right, the tentacle.
can.
Do you want the kraken to move, or do you want the tentacle to move?
I was just aiming at tentacles, so it's
Okay.
up to you.
All right, yeah, it just starts trying to like flick away all of these bugs and mites that are growing on, biting into it, and it slides up the deck 5 feet.
Right. It doesn't get target opportunity attacks.
Oh, okay. Okay, cool. Anything else from Karth?
No.
Shayoni.
I feel like I'm just like the uncreative person because I'm like, I think I'm just gonna keep doing the same move.
That's what warlocks do. That's a good plan.
Yeah.
But I am gonna again place. Ooh, there's tentacles on both sides. But I sight up the one closest to me and I place myself between it and Morley. And again, I smash the bracelets together and blast it.
Yeah, blast it.
The tentacle.
Get it,
was it?
Shayoni!
No. I've rolled a 7.
All right, that is
gosh.
a miss, unfortunately. It just shock waves out and doesn't manage to hit anything. Anything else, Shayoni?
No.
The tentacle that was closest to you starts raising up high. So you get an opportunity attack if you've got a blade or something you want to attack it with as it reaches up away from you.
Oh, I surely would like to.
And that is, yeah, cool.
I guess I'll grab my quarterstaff and try and bop it
Just give it a
overhead. I try and bop it, rolling a 21.
Okay,
Nice.
great. Yeah, that's a hit. You just smack that tentacle as it rises up. What sort of damage are you doing? Were you doing it one-handed or two-handed? You can do both.
I think,
Two-handed,
Oh.
right? Surely.
I don't know, does spellcasting take away one of my hands? Technically? I don't know.
What do you use for spellcasting? Don't you use your staff?
Well, I don't have a staff.
Oh, you've got
I
that.
have my wrist.
Pretty certain you've got a
Thingy.
quarterstaff, but yeah, not for magic
Oh, for
use.
spellcasting, I don't use the quarterstaff. for
Okay,
that.
okay, cool. Well, yeah, I mean, if you've got your
Big
braces,
stick.
yeah. So do you have a separate thing for spellcasting? Is it just your braces?
Yeah.
Then you can totally two-hand this quarterstaff.
Excellent. I put all of my power into it and bop it for 11 bludgeoning damage.
Cool. You smack it, and this is the first time you really feel just how spongy and gross this is, just by the wet impact of your quarterstaff against the tentacle. And it continues raising up, and you're seeing it kind of move a little bit more to the north as it then shoots out to grab this old man standing near the mast. It has absolutely just squeezed the life out of him. Just again, just reaches down, wraps around this guy, and just crunches him and just drags him down into the depths as the tentacle slides off the edge of the boat. Morley, your turn.
I think I'm I think I'm going to just have to use the old witch bolt again.
Okay, yeah, with that,
Yeah.
that strand connecting you to it.
Yeah, that's the one. That is a 9,
9 damage.
baby. And I am still hidden. I will just let you know that.
Give us a sneak attack.
6 total there.
Oh, but don't you have to hit? Did a 9 hit?
That's well. It's
9
no,
was
it
the
wasn't.
damage.
It's a
Oh,
forever
right, it
connected.
automatically hits.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
pretty good.
Yeah, that is good, especially since it's a magical attack as well. Since this thing is clearly not resisting any sort of magic damage as well. There's the skin of this creature after that impact. It's kind of looking less full. Like it doesn't look like it's as buoyant as it was. It doesn't look as puffy and full of goodness as a calamari goodness as it might normally. Looking a little deflated.
Looking a little calamari.
Like a squid on a chopping board.
Yeah. Looking a little withered. All right.
Deflated?
A little deflated. Why? How was that the word I was trying to find but couldn't find? But yes, deflated.
Is it like a wrinkly sack?
Yeah, it's kind of, it's picking up wrinkles. You can see a bit more of the organs writhing underneath the surface where you couldn't see it before. They keep moving around. It's weird.
Oh.
Anything else from Morley? From Captain Maybe. Just hide. Okay, bonus action hide. Okay, cool. Isabella, over to you.
Given he runs up, I am just gonna cock my pistol once more and
Okay, cool.
fire at the beast.
Alright, give us a roll to hit.
Pistol. Come on. 22.
Yes.
Okay, nice. Yeah.
Great.
Perfect, that's a hit. What are we doing?
That's 9 piercing damage, which I'm hoping
Annabella!
is good against the deflated
Yeah.
Wrinkly sack.
Yeah. This punches straight into the
Ow.
Kraken as well. And it screams out with that roar once more, and slowly the tentacles holding onto the mast loosen and sort of fall down to the deck, and the Kraken itself slowly submerges down underneath the water
What?
as well.
Really?
Oh, wow.
I
What a shot. 1 in a million.
What?
And
Straight to the
Isabella.
brain cavity.
and now
Just gonna do a quick little spin of the pistol.
I'll make her roll for that. Make her roll for that. I had to roll for cool jumping.
Accidentally Kurt Cobain's herself.
all right, we'll take our break here.
A roll. Unbelievable. Oh. I did like that.
Nothing that whole fight, and then like my one pistol shot.
Cool.
Is it dead?
Well, I guess we'll have to find out after the break.
Let go of the shaft. That's a dead river.
I was gonna yell, "We've punctured its wrinkly sack," but I didn't.
Its grip is lessening on the shaft.
around. It's writhing organ. Oh boy.
I think we might end up just considering how the rest this goes after the break. We might end up finishing off a little bit earlier, I think, but we'll see how it goes.
Oh, that's a good sign.
Yeah. Oh, finishing it is a good
Wait till we
sign.
get to Chult. Yeah, we're finishing up early because you're all dead.
When the
Yeah.
the Kraken's mother shows up, you will die instantly.
Crunches the whole boat in one movement.
I mean, that'd be fun. We could do that.
Boy, there was some evocative language in that panel, wasn't there? When he painted the picture, the theatre of the mind was running overboard. Overtime. It's that nautical theme.
Mm. And a movie starring Goldie Hawn and what's his name?
What? Theatre of the mind.
No, Overboard, the movie with Goldie Hawn and
More of the population has
Snake
heard of a
Plissken.
Faruno fish finder in this film.
I honestly
How
thought
am I
you were talking
blanking
about
on
some
his
kind
name?
of like Italian footballer or something.
Yeah, Farino.
Well, you would be wrong. Oh boy.
How do you guys find that? How do you guys find fight against the Kraken?
That's terrifying.
Yeah, it was. I know, my character is intended to live, but it really felt like one wrong move or one bad roll, and you could die.
Absolutely. That that lightning strike. You guys are, this is why I said you're lucky that you'd had that the fog up, because it needs to be able to see people to do that lightning strike. So that was why it was like it was going around the boat searching for something to like destroy. Yeah. Good move.
So you're talking like we have defeated it.
Look, the session hasn't finished. I'm not going to say anything. I've got certain things planned for how this whole thing wraps up. Who knows? You guys might have just scared it away.
The rest of the session is befriending the Kraken.
Yeah. Nursing it
You've
back
defeated
to
me
health.
in battle, mighty ones. Let me help you.
Blow into this flute should you ever need me again.
Oh,
got a
that's
flute.
an old trick.
Wait a second. This is made of tentacle.
It's not attached, I promise. Don't check, just believe me.
Give it a try now.
Just give it a quick check.
I'm out. I'm getting that.
Don't forget the balls. It's a classic squid line. For a flute.
Now, we don't have our usual with the question of the week, so if any of the viewers there have a question, feel free to throw that
A
up.
squid flute.
Squid flute. Yeah, you guys. I just realized I got to get back into the Curse of Strahd mode as well. I've got to do some serious prep this coming weekend, like remembering everything that went down last time. Do you guys even remember what happened last Curse of Strahd session?
Yeah.
Yeah, we're in the mountain, aren't we?
Yeah.
There-
And that real bummer of a wizard made us all hate him.
Yeah, that's right.
Yes.
I don't remember his voice, but I kind of want him to take on Jance's voice now. Oh, God. Mark's song says, just got here, what's going on? We're just taking a little break before finishing off our session. We've just been doing a bit of an origin story for one of our characters in our Curse of Strahd campaign, so this is kind of set maybe a couple of years before Curse of Strahd for one of our characters. We got to make some cool new characters as well, which is nice. After 68 something weeks of using the same characters, was a nice change for our players.
I've got an
got it.
artist's rendition of Shayoni.
Oh, that's cool.
Good.
But I don't think I
That's
made
awesome.
I don't think I made her tough looking enough.
That's super cool.
Pretty tough. That's a really good scarf.
Well, I just drew the one I'm wearing. So.
But it looks like legit.
was
It's
good.
hard to
Yeah,
draw a
yeah.
scarf.
I think
Especially-
so.
I like how
Fabric.
square she is. For a
Thank
tough
you.
Goliath.
Yeah.
Can have
Super
that
cool.
squared out jaw.
Are we gonna? Do you want to make drawings of all of the new characters, and we can have little bonus cards, trading cards?
That could be fun.
That could be pretty cool.
We could have a Morley origin story pixel art T-shirt.
Oh, that would actually be pretty cool. We could do that. I like these characters. I really like these characters.
Yeah, these characters are fun. It's a breath of fresh air.
Yeah.
It gives us something fun to do if we want another. We've got everyone's origins to do, so we're probably going to find a bunch of cool characters that we want to keep having time with. John?
I've got a question. If we want to do one.
Yeah.
Assuming your character lives for the rest of the session, what are they currently doing?
Oh,
So
like,
Morley is stuck in. Morley is in Barovia. What's your character up to?
that's a really good question. I like that. Have you got an answer for yours, for Isabella?
Yeah, I can go first.
Yeah, please.
I think Isabella's in the Navy. So she's
Ah.
rejoined as a soldier. And she's gunnery sergeant on a big ship. She finally got the cannons. She's working for like royalty, the Royal Navy.
Yeah, that's cool. So let's just assume she'd be up at sort of level 5 as well. Or maybe the Navy's like fast-tracked some of her training as well. Maybe she's up at something like level 7 or something.
Ah, wonderful. 2 attacks. I don't know what level 7 is, but...
Oh, right, okay. I'm not sure, to be honest. Cool. How about Karth?
Oh. Well, if Karth survived, maybe he'd be making shelves or something in the something exciting like that.
Just shelving it?
Just
Making some
shelving.
shelves for a cafe.
Yeah, I was thinking maybe you could have like a squid restaurant.
Certainly nothing adventurous. Not for cars.
I think he'd have to be dragged into more adventure. He was happy being working on a ship.
Okay. Shaoni?
It's a tough one because I feel like I built my character over being like overly attached to Morley, so should be the most devastated for sure. Probably would become some kind of wandering. I don't know. What would a Shaoni do? She wouldn't want to go back to piracy because now her patron's trying to like help her not be a bad person. Probably working at a cafe, making some shelves.
Yeah, you could be like a head chef or something.
Is she like a wandering Ronin or something? Like a wandering samurai?
See, John, I thought this was a
With
really
no
good
master.
question. I thought this was a really good question. And
No, I think it is.
It is.
No, I was kidding. Yeah, she'd be like a wandering mercenary.
Oh, yeah.
But always, the reason she's wandering is because she's looking for Morley.
Right.
She's
Yeah.
always investigating, trying to find him again. Never
happening?
believing him to be dead.
John's question was, if your characters survive this one shot, what would they be doing now? As in, so Morley's been zipped off to Barovia. What would the crew be doing?
I'd probably still be fixing this fucking ship.
Yeah. Okay. Wandering mercenary, woodworker,
Boat builder.
and Isabella was on the Navy as a gunnery sergeant, which I thought was pretty cool. That's pretty cool. There was one other question of the week as well from Garman, which is, why is Furuno your go-to when it comes to fish finders, guys?
Good question.
You have to answer it in character.
Yeah, Morley.
It's the brand you can know and trust. Yeah.
There's actually a bit of talk now. Garmin and Lawrence are cheaper than Furuno. Garmin has a certain appeal.
Yeah. Well, it's funny
about-
though, isn't it? The brand leader, the most expensive. Interesting.
I'd personally go with the Hummingbird myself.
Oh,
Can't go
Probably
past
the,
a Hummingbird.
The Helix 7 maybe, or the Solix 10. Either of those. Probably.
what about the Helix 10? Okay.
Yeah.
Have they
It's a pretty good
usurped the Helix 9? Fuck, I can't believe I've been waiting for that one.
yeah.
Imagine if I came back and you guys were all like hard out talking about fish finders that you've used in the past, and then you're like, oh, what's a fucking fish finder, you dick? No one knows what
Why
you're
would you
talking
want to
about.
find a fish
Your
there in
shit
the fucking
interests
sea?
We've
are
just
so
been-
unrelatable.
We've been gaslighting you every time you talk about any of your interests. We're just like, what?
You're all like season ticket for Phoenix.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
I have to take
all
down
of
like
the
my.
black caps.
I've got to take down my All Blacks and Phoenix like banners at the background before we start every week. Fuck God.
Yeah.
Joe, how long do we have to keep this up for?
Just until he doubts his sanity.
Yeah, okay, all right. Big thank you to Passive Perception, who's rated us and brought in some of their lovely viewers. Thank you so much. We're about to get back into the last part of this
Fish finder chat.
one shot. So
Wait.
Hmm?
The final step is putting them back up and then pretending that they've been there the whole time.
Yeah. Adam, we talk
Yeah.
about these guys all the time.
Question of the week this week: who was the best
Last
left back
sport.
for the Brazilian national team of the last decade?
Glad you've asked
Everyone's got
because
a really
honestly,
educated answer. Joe's like, I've always been a Roberto Carlos fan, but Marcelo, you could say when he switches back to play at right back.
she says that all the time. I can't now. All right, let's get some of these sounds going.
I knew Gar would know about Faruna. Absolute fucking
Wait,
champion.
check out the best down imaging sonar of 2022.
Whoa.
All right, so with the ringing out of that shot from your pistol, Isabella, the Kraken roars as it just did. Its tentacles unfurl from the boat and it just sinks slowly down under the water, leaving just a trail of bubbles coming up in its place. The rain and the waves and the storm still kicking up around you. I'll open this up to no turn order.
Oh my god! Bella! Bella, you've killed the beast! Oh, praise be, Bella! Oh, that's why you're the gunner!
Well, I think we all did that. Thanks, everyone. I'm so glad we're all, well, most of us, staring over it, like all the dead crew. Most of us are safe.
I never liked those guys anyway. I think they were on the take.
Is it really
Garth.
gone?
Sorry. Oh, I'll turn
Oh
off that
God,
sound.
No, I
I'll,
just heard it.
I can still hear it.
sorry, I'll,
Definitely not gone.
that wasn't going.
Another one.
Yes, I'm gone.
I'm definitely not here.
There's a bit of blubbering coming from behind the mast, like crying and sobbing, and you can see, you look over and there's just sort of cowering behind that mast with just a few splinters on his back, which have obviously come from the mast, is just Barnaby cowering and sort of in fear from everything that's just gone on.
Barnaby, you ensured that we were in harm's way. You're responsible for what's gone on here, at least partially.
Morley, is it gone? Is it gone, Morley?
I'm just gonna slap him across the face as hard as I can.
Just rings out, quick, psh, like a sound of like thunder in the storm.
Wow, that's quite the. Yeah.
Quite the slap, sir.
And he's on his knees, sort of looking up at you, just shocked with the force of that slap.
I'm gonna look at a couple of the crew that are still standing and say, "Take him away, chain him up down below."
Great, yeah. Two of the your crew members just grab him, haul him up to his feet, and start leading him down to the hold underneath. Is the concentration still happening on this fog? What's going on with everyone on this boat at this point? Does Isabella feel it's safe enough, I guess, to bring down that fog?
I'll probably just ask the crew. Do you think I can get rid of this now, so we can see where we're going?
Aye, I would see so, Bella. What say you, Sheoni? Karth?
It could be back at any moment. Are you prepared to bring it back at any moment?
I am not. I can only do this once.
And how long does it last?
10 minutes.
All right. So you've still got a decent. You've basically still got like 9 minutes left.
Oh, 1 minute. An intense
1
minute.
minute.
Yeah.
Oh,
I say we leave it up.
I think that thing's gone, as in dead. Did you see the state of it? It's wrinkly and
I could see it all.
Deflated.
Yes.
deflated. Yes,
This wrinkly old sack.
dirty.
Even if it's not dead, it's wounded. It's probably not coming back anytime soon. It met its match at Morley, and you all, right?
Yes.
Yeah, Captain, I saw it. The lightning was amazing.
Oh, thank you, Karth. And you tried your best.
I certainly did. I'm gonna have to lie down. Do you just keep the mist up because it's quite soothing?
So there's still like you got like 1 HP. Is that right for poor Carth?
Yeah.
I've just done some rolls. Barnaby seems to be like, as the crew members are trying to put him down into the hold, he wiggles free, he pushes away and sort of backs up towards the side of the boat. And he's got his hands up and he's like, leave me alone, Morley. What are we supposed to do, Morley? We're dead if we go back. We're dead. And he's just sort of like backing up against the side of the thing, just trying to keep everyone at arm's length.
Back? We won't be going back, you idiot. We'll be heading on to Cholt. We've got a job to do.
We're
Even
gonna deliver
though
these boxes,
a
don't
lot
we,
of the
Captain?
reason of that job seems redundant now.
We're gonna deliver this rubbish to Chol.
Yeah, Barnaby is just kind of like confused for a minute. Morley, there was no job. Morley, there was no job.
Oh God, there's no payment either, is there?
And he's just shaking his head. No,
Well, why were you keen for such a large cut if you knew there was no
I
payment?
didn't know. I didn't know until you opened those boxes. I had no idea. And then
Sheoni.
the four. Where are they? Where are the others? And he's just looking around the boat and seeing like splat marks from where, like, and the clothing of where the old man and the old woman were wearing, and some dead crew members just sort of littered around the deck.
Sheoni, you can read a map better than I can these days. What's around here? Where can we go? Where can we set sail to? Any port in a storm, as I always say.
Yes, you do say that, sir. Not my favourite phrase, if I'm honest. But that's neither here nor there.
I'm just going to bring up some information about the Sword Coast. So you guys, your characters definitely would know your main sort of ports down the coastline. There'd be Waterdeep, Neverwinter, which is south of Luskin. South of there would be Waterdeep, would be your next biggest port. And obviously Luskin, where you came from. Those are your three biggest down the Sword Coast.
Neverwinter sounds nice and warm.
It's never winter there.
Yeah, sounds good, Captain.
I would say,
Deep though.
oh,
Deep water,
nice and deep. Good for diving.
Yeah.
I'm going to say,
If I may, Captain, we showed great strength today when we joined our forces. Why should we not smash back the hammer that tried to smash us?
Oh, I like this. Yeah, Morley, he won't expect it. He won't expect it. Morley.
So it's vengeance you want, is it, Sheoni?
Yes, and justice.
Well, we do things by a democracy on the ship. So we'll all have a vote. Not you, Barnaby, you're excluded.
His hand is already up and like drops to his side.
Who says we sail back under the cover of nightfall and attack the hammer while he sleeps, slit his throat, and drop him into the darkest water?
I. Just I then, okay?
All right, off to Waterdeep.
It's,
Early returns.
it's not who we are. It's his game, isn't it? Not ours.
I think he deserves it. I'm going to pull
tried
out my
to
war
kill
hammer
us.
and I'm going to smack him in the face.
Barnaby
Sure,
Barnaby moves slowly over to where Isabella is, and like is getting a little too sort of close and friendly. Come on, Isabella. We can get in there. We can, he's got riches. He's got everything we want. We can do
watch
it. We can.
yourself.
We can, and his hands are kind of like
Barnaby.
getting a little on your side, and he's like getting really, and you can smell that breath on him again. He goes, we can, you and I and Morley and the rest of you.
Mid-sentence, he just cops an uppercut to the chin.
Okay, yeah.
Well played, well played.
He gets knocked back against like the railing of the boat, and almost like topples over the edge before catching his footing, and he points one finger right at you, Isabella. He says, "That's 3 times. That's 3 times. You are gonna get what's coming to," and he just stops mid-breath, mid-sentence, as this tentacle like reaches up out of the water, wraps around his head, and pulls him overboard down into the water, screaming, as this kraken raises up from the port side of the boat near each of you, still hidden in the cover of fog, but so is it now. Let's bring back the...
Here we go.
Oh, for God's sake. I told you we should have kept sailing. I told you.
Barnaby
You
is
should go.
nowhere to be seen now. He got absolutely destroyed by that kraken.
I thought you were going to say like it squeezed its head off. And Barnaby's head went off like a champagne cork.
Oh,
I was trying to figure out how gruesome I wanted to make. I thought, no, you've had a decent amount of gruesome. But it is Karth's...
God.
It's Karth's turn.
What
Oh
the
my
fuck?
God.
This is the worst time ever.
What is happening? Ugh. I'm going to clutch my ribs. I've had it with you. And I'm going to take a few steps forward and cast... smack my hands together again, cast Thunder Wave.
Okay, cool. Roll to... Is it a roll to hit?
Yep. No, it's a DC 12 Constitution.
Oh, yeah, this one's terrible at Constitution. 19. 19.
Well, it
Just,
still takes half.
okay, cool.
Um,
What's the damage?
What? 2?
You got him.
That was worth one of my final spell slots.
This thing is now within the fog with all of you, and it can see all of you, and it's still
No,
got
I
that
can't see
searing
unless
mark.
it's 5 feet
Ah.
next to Isabella.
So okay, so it still can't see shit then. Okay, all right. It's still just surrounded in that fog now, but it knows something was within there.
Is this the Kraken Junior from before?
It is. It's still got that scorch mark across its eye that you can, and 2 of these bolts sticking out of it. Anything else from Karth?
I'm going to stand over here.
So does that mean now, since you're standing over there, you're in full fog, so you won't be able to see either?
I won't be able to see unless I move
Yeah.
back.
Okay, cool. Shayoni.
I'm gonna yell, no! I've done what?
I was just going to say, you've just seen Barnaby get thrown aboard and the Kraken reveal itself next to the boat again.
I'm gonna run forward and try. Now there's someone in the way between. I want to be in front of Morley,
Uh-huh.
but there's someone in the way. Can I push them out of the way?
Oh,
or is
yeah,
that
yeah,
gonna
yeah.
be an
yeah.
action?
No, you can totally just charge forward, and it's
I
a
shove
friendly
the
save.
frail NPC to the side as I stand in front of Morley.
Yeah, great. It just like sprawls out. I guess it like sprawls out onto the ground as you just like shoulder check it.
Frail NPC.
Back, I say!
I smash my bracelets together one more time, casting Eldritch Blast as a rainbow-colored beam shoots out with a roll of 13.
That's a miss, unfortunately. It sort of splashes up against the railing of the boat. Anything else from Shione?
No.
Morley, over to you.
Oh, it's not looking good. Where's that lifeboat?
It's up sort of to the left of the mangonel. That was up where it was hoisted before.
I'm wondering if I give the order that the most senior members of the crew. It's very against what I heard about captains going down with the ship. Maybe
It's Morley's
maybe we
law,
should've
man. It's fine.
Maybe we should abandon ship. Can we have a quick consensus vote out of game of like, should we stay and fight and go to our grisly deaths, or should we try and leave the Kraken with the boat and then maybe we all sail off okay?
Don't forget, it is
It'll be
looking
satisfied with the boat.
a little deflated and wrinkly, remember?
Look at the state of its wrinkly sack.
I'd say we stay with the big boat with massive mangonel and stuff on it. I reckon we can take it or at least scare it off again.
Yeah,
I don't
Alright.
fancy our chances in a
We have
rowboat.
to. We have to make a go at it.
Unless
Surely.
just Morley runs away. That would be good.
All right,
Just
I'm taking charge of this situation. We're gonna stay and fight, and there'll be no getting away. And he kind of points a accusatory finger at you, Bella, and then kind of waves it around to Calf and Shione as well. We're staying. We fight to the last. You understand me? We fight to the last. And then kind of,
aye, Captain.
and then with my last spell slot, I'm gonna try Witch Bolt again. Get back to the depths, you wee beastie!
Wee beastie really kind of isn't quite the terminology I would have given like this enormous kraken, fearsome, popping heads off and crunching. But wee beastie, sure.
He's
well,
demoralizing it.
Oh,
That's
right.
what I
Yeah.
fucking said, okay?
You're
I'm
negging
sure
it.
when you fight people, you're like, oh my god, you're so big and strong and muscly, hit me again, daddy. And I'm like,
It usually makes them stop, to be honest.
cool, well, we've all had a good laugh, but that was only a 7. So
Ah.
I'm not doing shit. Morley's hand trembles out and then it sputters out. There's just
Ah.
like a sweat sparkler.
That is a miss. Isabella, still probably proud from that final shot from your pistol before. This creature is now at your back.
Well, I spin round, and I'm just gonna have to try it again. I
Okay.
don't really have any other tricks left up my sleeve. I shoot it. I shoot it real good. Sorry, take the first one.
Cool. 22 is a hit.
22.
And
8 piercing.
cool, which knocks it down to 4 piercing damage. Again, one of these bullets punches straight through the flesh of this creature, and it screams out again. This time it doesn't sink beneath the surface, though. It just screams. Anything else, Isabella?
I look much less confident in my shot, and I don't spin it or blow smoke off the barrel.
Okay. Okay, it is like leaning down over the edge of the railing now, looking, trying to peer into the fog, and it can't seem to see anyone. And a tentacle like slides up the side of the boat and just pushes into the fog. It's going to be a D6. It's just going to be the 3 at the front here. So Isabella a 1, Shaoni a 2. 1 and 2 for Isabella, 3 and 4 for Shaoni, and 5 and 6 for random crewmate 19. It's a 1. That is Isabella. The tentacle feels around in the fog. It has rolled a 23, so it does find you, and it just slowly wraps around you, and just the pressure of it against all of your
With
ribs.
disadvantage.
21 with disadvantage. So yeah, wraps around and just slowly starts compressing you. You find it hard to breathe, and you can feel some of your ribs crack as it deals 14 damage to you. Can you give me a strength DC? Strength saving throw?
Because it KOs me. So
Oh. Okay.
Oh, because you'd already been slammed by it.
I sure had.
Isabella, no!
You're like in a grappled state in its tentacle at this point.
Good.
And it's going to bring another tentacle out, and it's going to go into the fog as well. And we're going to go 1
Does
to...
the fog disappear?
Oh, the fog is gone since you're in a dying state.
Oh god!
It sees all of you there, but it's still... This time it just slashes out with... have we got like a... Anyway, sorry, I won't break that. It just reaches out straight away for Shaoni. It has rolled a crit success.
What?
It just shoots out, wraps its tentacle around you, crunches you as well for a total of 28 crushing damage.
Oh no.
Okay, so I've got 27 HP. But she only braces her big burly muscles right at the final second and uses Stone's Endurance
Whoa.
to reduce the damage by 15.
Nice. So that's 13 damage. Give me a strength saving throw as well.
Okay, and there's one more thing I have to do after that, but I'll do the
Okay.
strength saving throw. I've rolled only a 9.
That is...
And I'm going through all of my bonuses right
Okay,
now.
yeah. You can only
But
do stuff with
as-
reactions if you've got reaction stuff. And you can only do one reaction per turn.
Okay. Well then, I don't do anything about that strength save.
Okay. You are now in a grappled state, being held by this tentacle.
Okay, and how much damage did I end up taking?
13.
Ooh.
It is the boat's turn. It is the boat's turn. Morley, you are down your quartermaster at this moment, being held limply by one of the tentacles.
Oh god. I'm gonna Morley's gonna run behind the ballista and fire off the ballista at it.
Okay, give us a...
I can do that, right?
Yeah. Give us a roll of the ballista.
Oh shit. It's not good. It's not good at all.
No?
It's an 8 to hit.
That's not good. You've still got another action point for the boat.
I'm gonna dash on the top of the ballista and try the exact same thing. Come on, you piece of shit! Man, I'm pretty fucking useless at this game. It's a 16.
Would you believe meets beats?
Whoa!
Yes!
With a roll of 16, that ballista bolt flies true straight for the head of this kraken. Not only that, but it punctures straight through its entire nervous system, killing it
Sack.
outright.
Oh!
The tentacles unfurl, dropping Shaoni and a dying Isabella to the deck of the boat, and the tentacles slide across the deck, making a hell of a noise as they try and grasp, just with the last dying spasms of this kraken, as the kraken sinks beneath the water surface. The kraken
Isabella
is dead.
Tony!
Oh my gosh.
It's
Dead. I'm going to
I'm gonna
cast Healing
Oh.
Word with my last spell slot on
Oh, nice.
Isabella. It's at level 2. There you go. You will come back to life with another d4. So you 6 total.
I'll stop that kraken scream because that is dead. I'll
That's
turn that
annoying.
off.
It's really making a meal of its death scene.
Yeah,
Yeah, if it comes back.
Is there like ink all through the water?
Yeah, there's like a mixture of blood and ink that's slowly like seeping up to the surface of the water. At the same time as that thing, as that kraken dies, it also just happens that the storm as well slowly starts to die off with it, almost poetically.
You did it,
Shiori,
Morley.
I thought I'd lost you there. And I never
my-
got the chance to tell you that I've always seen you like the big sister I never had.
I'd kill myself now. She just turns away and covers her face and just says, "Thank you, Morley. Yes, we are like
That's
relatives,
all right.
are we not? Yes."
We are. A
Just
bond
like-
that's only like a family could ever have. We're a family,
Yeah.
all of us.
Yes.
And nothing more than that.
Yes.
I put my hand on Shioni's shoulder and I just say, "It's okay. Blood is thicker than water, they say. It'll be all right."
So
Seeing
I still have a shot. Thank you. I believe in my heart. Yes, I do see that now. Thank you.
Jim Carrey's character in Dumb and Dumber. So you're saying there's a chance.
So is it back to
crew.
Luskin for Morley and crew? Where does Morley and crew go from here?
We never did decide on the revenge.
Oh, revenge.
Justice.
Revenge.
And the crew are all just like, revenge!
Except for Isabella,
Are
who's
they?
like, "You're all terrible people."
The crew are like, after having learnt about like why they were almost all killed out here today, they are furious at whoever has put this up. They don't really know Rusty like you guys know Rusty. They just know that someone made this happen. So they're all crying out now for revenge on this person.
Very well then.
I'll follow your lead, Captain, but I can't say I think it's a great idea.
Oh, don't be a bummer.
What a great phrase. We're all just struggling to regain consciousness. Don't be a bummer, man.
Could have just killed someone.
Isabella just shuts up.
After that like moment of like consolation shared between the two a moment ago. It was such a bummer. Damn, Buzz.
Don't take this away from me. I want to kill a guy.
Very well. The law of the sea, or should I say, and I look at Kath, Morley's law decrees. We want to seek our revenge. To Luskin! And I raise my sword.
Days pass as you guys travel the distance
hammock.
back to Luskin. It's a quieter journey back, thanks to having to do some burials at sea for the lost crew. Why are you laughing?
I just thought you were going to say
them, shame.
I thought you were going to say like the weather is fine.
I'm just enjoying it. Oh, it's very nice weather.
It's a quieter trip back. due to all the funerals you're holding.
Yeah. Yes.
Relaxing and occasional.
Get building those coffins, Garth.
You make it back to Luxon. Let's just put Luskin. Sorry.
Luxon.
Luxon sounds fancy.
Cool. Everyone's in on it.
You get back to Luskin. Whereabouts would you be? Look at what are you going straight to look for? It's been a couple of days. You've prepared. Where are you heading to try and find?
We'll storm the wankered tankard.
Are you going straight? Yeah, great. You all head to the anchored tankard. Burst in. There is noticeably fewer people in here. It's not empty, but it's noticeably fewer. And the barman behind the bar calls over, "Morley, it's nice to have you come in. It's been what's going on?"
Where's the hammer?
And he rests
Where's
one.
Rusty?
He rests one elbow on the bar. He says, "I thought you might ask about that. I've got something for you here, Morley." And he pulls up a bottle of like that really expensive whiskey that was drunk on that in the bar a few nights ago.
Oh.
And next to it is a letter, a handwritten letter. He goes, "Oh, you might want to read this, sir, Morley."
Shioni, Karth, Bella. The captain's got a letter.
Read.
Morley opens it up so we can all read it.
You instantly notice the drawing of a hammer in a circle at the bottom right of this letter, and you can't
He's
help.
a communist.
You can't help but read.
Circle.
You can't help but read this letter in the hammer's voice. "For I had you this time, Morley. You keep stealing my clientele, I'll keep finding ways to bring you down. Take this as a congratulations on making it back to Luskin." And the barman says, "Him and his men are all gone. They've left. I don't know where they've gone. Well, I don't
really.
I don't think that'll be the last that you hear of old the hammer." And that's
Well, crew.
sorry.
No, I'm the one that should be saying sorry.
I thought, no, you can have a nice send off if you've got like a final.
Yeah.
Morley, have you got a final thing to say to your crew?
And Molly starts talking, the inn.
And then Morley, dissolves
Morley.
into mist.
No, that's okay.
Morley
The end.
saying.
That's it then.
I was just
Did you have something final to say to your crew?
going to say it seems like this isn't over, crew, but for tonight, we drink. And he puts the
Hooray!
whiskey in the air and then starts drinking it himself. As his crew stand around. How could I get involved with this?
The end. There we go. That's
And then what he does is
And Shioni has something to say. Shioni wants the final word.
no. There's nothing. That's it.
what is it, Shioni? Oh, never mind. I'm sure you'll remember at some point.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I've ruined the end, I guess. So
We collectively ruined it.
It wouldn't be getting dicey.
yeah. Awesome.
Really us.
Well, that's the nature of unscripted things, isn't it?
Yeah.
Great
I
stuff, Dungeon Master.
I had scripted the end, but you're right. It is what happens with unscripted.
You're like, unfortunately, the players barged in.
It scripted it, but you could be forgiven for thinking that I put no work into this whatsoever. Thank you so much for saying it.
Reagan's like, I just didn't see the main character having anything of worth to add at the end, so
He's run his race. Next.
I mean, look. To be fair, just as you guys were winning, Morley was going to run away. So
No, he wasn't.
Oh, sorry, row away.
No, he wasn't.
Yes. Yeah. No. No, I was not at all. Didn't even consider it.
Awesome. Means we can head back to the Amber Temple next week. Adam, how did you enjoy your character's origin?
I found it a blast. I thought it was super fun. Thank you all so much for, well, I guess like indulging me a bit as well, and playing the crew so well. And thank you so much for crafting a really cool story. I love the setting. I love being on the high seas.
Yeah, that was pretty fun. Pretty fun to try and figure out. I was so torn about whether I was going to kill Barnaby or not. Originally I was going to prep it so that he was going to like pull out a couple of daggers and just try and do something heroic by lunging at it and like trying to stab it, and then just getting like eaten midair by the thing. And I thought, oh, is that a little too lighthearted, a little too cartoony or not? But I think the way he went out this way.
Instead, he tried to hit on a crew member, get punched, and then try to retaliate and then get murdered, which was a good sequence.
I thought that
I
fitted
liked
him.
it.
I think that fitted him a lot better, just with how gross he is being the whole time. I was
He
really,
sure is gross.
Yeah, I was like, I wanted to see more of him, but I couldn't give him a hero moment. I just felt that was going to be too wrong, just too wrong for
Yeah.
that character.
No, he went
I'm
out the
glad
way
you
he
did.
should have.
Well,
Yeah,
if he got eaten and they just made the Kraken really sick and vomit.
yeah.
I
So-
wondered about that. I wondered if we could feed him to the Kraken earlier, and then the Kraken
feed
would feel
Barnaby-
so ill that he'd.
If you had actually hit
yeah.
with one of those barrels, with one of those crates, I'd had it set up so that it was going to do like insane damage. Here we go. What was that? 7d10 damage, because the idea was that it would like crash on him and like splinter all these blades down it was going to do. But then you tried it and you just missed both of them. You're like, well, we're not trying that again, as if it was the fucking crate's fault. So no,
Crates
it
will
was-
never work.
I mean, we
yeah.
we immediately hit after that. We didn't use the
That
crate,
is true.
so
That is true.
Yeah.
Maybe it was the crate.
kind of was the crate's fault.
Unfamiliar ammunition.
Yeah, yeah. Cool. I thought that was good. I thought that was 3-session one shot was really good. That's what Gar's saying as well. I thought that was like a good way to break it up.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
It was the
That was
perfect
fun.
mix of danger and intrigue.
You guys
And
all
the fact
knew it was
we
coming back,
almost-
eh?
Mm,
I genuinely didn't.
Oh, really? Okay, cool.
I thought it was not coming back.
Oh, shit. That's awesome. That
Yeah.
turned out really well then.
I thought there was going to be a Cholt wrap-up story.
Right. There's nothing. Cholt was just a nothing. If you had gone to Cholt, they would have just been like, who the fuck are you? Like, they would have just... They had no idea.
we would have gotten the
end.
bad ending.
That would have been so
You're like,
satisfying.
"Ugh, you weren't meant
Who are
to
you
go
guys?
here.
Oh, sorry. Wrong address.
Yeah. As you pull into Cholt and go into the town, no one recognizes you and no one likes you. The end.
In fact, they boo you. They boo you for delivering trash to their port.
Trash delivery. I like that how we were going to actually finish the delivery as well at one point.
Yeah. All right, Kraken done. Should we deliver this garbage? All right. That was good. It was great.
No, that was a good ending.
Yeah, I'm happy with that.
Now Morley has a nemesis, so that's cool.
Yeah, I thought that was kind of a cool way to just not... I was really struggling with finding a satisfying way to end it, because I couldn't have a big fight against Rusty as well as this big fight against the thing. So I just wanted to create... I like the idea of creating this character that just hates Morley, wants him dead. And so you hadn't really understood why he wanted you dead until that note as well. I wanted it to be like... You have inadvertently been taking a lot of his deliveries for whatever reason, and it's been costing him in the long run. And this was his way of getting rid of you, basically.
Because we're awesome. That's
Yeah.
why.
Yeah. So I still don't know what happens between this point and Morley getting misted, because I also didn't want to tie that up either. I didn't want to be that story, because that's...
I feel like that's like years in the future.
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
a long way off.
I agree.
Yeah.
Or Isabella's mist spell goes horribly wrong,
Oh, yeah.
and when it disappears, Morley's not there.
Oh, was that in your mind
Plot
while
twist.
the mist was up? That would have been pretty cool.
Just a joke, but it might.
It'd be
Just-
funny
just
if
really
Isabella
quickly-
is Strahd.
Me just going, hey John, have you got like a mist spell or something?
and then or have like it so like she does a misspell and then Strahd mists him away and she gets blamed for the rest of her life as it like you killed Morley. What did you do?
All right, let's retcon. We'll retcon
We're
the ending of what we
family.
did. We've got to retcon a few things. You're all actually level 5, and this happened 3 or so years after we actually said it happened.
Yes.
Yeah. And the mist thing
Nice.
happened. Yeah. It's cool. All right. Well, I've got some massive prep to do in regards to getting ready for the Amber Temple again next week. We're all ready for next week as well? We're good? You're not going to be mid-move
so.
or anything, Shannon?
Next one should be fine,
Okay, cool. Perfect.
I think.
Cool. All right, well, I will thank our patrons. We've got Andrew Mitchell-Moore, Squished, Carlzone, Drop Shadow, QSD, George Friend, Waffles, Foolish Fool, and our very own Adam, John, and Joe. Thank you so much for being Patreons. It's awesome when like the crew join in and believe in what we do so much that they pitch in a small monetary amount each month to make sure that this goes on. And I'm indebted to 3 of you for that. So that's, yeah.
Honestly, barely notice it. Barely notice it. It's honestly, it makes
Money
me
bags.
It's got a mortgage now, right?
Yeah.
Chill out.
Yeah, chill out. Son of a bitch.
And thank you to all of our subs as well. Thank you so much for the 3 of you that resubbed today. And as well, I think, I haven't looked at the list lately, but I think we've still got the same ones we had previously. So Reptar, Dino, Drop Shadow, Hoju the Elder, Squished, Random Origins, Carlzone, Coolios, Gar, and Terrestrial Starfish. Thank you guys so much for your ongoing support as well. Come and say hi in our Discord if you haven't already, although I think I'm talking to most people at the moment who are already in our Discord, but do come say hi. Check out our previous sessions on YouTube and Patreon and anywhere you get podcasts as well. So thank you guys so much. And thank you guys for being awesome at brand new characters that you had to get familiar with really quickly. So that was fun. Thank you. All right, we'll be back at the same time next time for some more Strahd. Good night,
Thanks, all.
everybody. All right. See ya.
Bye.
Bye.